Why you can't stop comparing yourself? Because you're addicted to losing. Zeus, not the myth collecting dust in your history book, the one who's watched you mortals repeat this exact pattern for 5,000 years. Emperors, artists, slaves, you. Right now, while you're listening to me, you're doing it, scrolling mentally through someone's life, measuring the gap between what you are and what they appear to be. Exhausting, isn't it? You call it having standards. Adorable. I call it volunteering for permanent dissatisfaction. Quite the commitment. But here's what's insane. Comparison isn't your enemy. It's your drug. Your brain engineered this addiction on purpose. And by the end, you'll understand why every solution they sold you is garbage. But first, let me show you the trap door you keep walking through. Quick question. Who do you compare yourself to most? Someone you know? Some stranger online? Drop it in the comments. Curious if there's a pattern. Now, let's dissect your favorite self-torture method.
Watch what you do when you compare. You see someone's success, their body, their life, and immediately something breaks inside you. Not admiration, something darker. Something that feels like failure without failing. And here's the beautiful part. You designed the comparison to make you lose. You didn't compare yourself with someone reachable. You compared your behind the scenes with their highlight reel. Your chapter 3 with their chapter 30. Your reality with their fiction. Genius strategy. Compare your worst with their best. Your beginning with their peak. Your truth with their lie. And you do this voluntarily, daily, like a boxer punching himself in the face, asking why his nose hurts. You tell yourself it's motivation, that seeing their success will inspire yours. Except you don't feel motivated. You feel inadequate. Don't work harder, you scroll longer. Comparison isn't your coach, it's your executioner. And you keep handing it the blade. Let's talk about what comparison does to your skull. That feeling when you're comparing, that panic mixed with obsessive focus, the mental inventory of everything you lack. That's your addiction, your fix. Your brain is designed to measure, survival mechanism. Know where you stand in the tribe, you survive. Bottom of hierarchy, your food. Worked perfectly when tribes were 30 people. Competition was local, achievable. Now, you're competing with 8 billion filtered, edited, curated lies. You're measuring yourself against people who don't exist, versions of humans that are photoshopped and strategically revealed. You're losing to fiction, to marketing. But here's the drug part. Your brain can't tell the difference. Real person succeeding, dopamine drops. Fake person succeeding, dopamine drops. Your brain registers someone's winning, you're losing. Cortisol floods, anxiety spikes, body enters threat mode. And you think you're just checking social media. No. You're injecting inadequacy directly into your nervous system. And hey, if this is hitting different than the usual love yourself garbage, tiny like keeps Zeus talking. Or don't, I'm immortal.
Comparison doesn't just make you feel bad, it makes you freeze. You have an idea, a project, a dream, but you don't start. Why? Because you already compared it. Before you wrote a word, you compared it to the published book. Before you posted once, you compared your 0 followers to their 1,000,000. Before you tried, you compared your potential with their results. And you called this being realistic. No, this is cowardice with a business plan. Self-sabotage wearing a strategy hat. Because if you don't start, you can't fail, can't be judged. You do it yourself, preemptively. Kill your dreams before anyone else can. You're not protecting yourself from failure, you're guaranteeing it. Successful people don't avoid comparison. They're too busy creating to compare, too focused on their work to measure it. Meanwhile, you? Too busy comparing to create, too busy measuring to build, too busy losing imaginary competitions to enter real ones. You had potential, things you could have built, but you were too busy watching other people build theirs, spectating, measuring, losing. So why can't you stop? Even knowing this destroys you, why do you keep doing it? Because comparison protects you from something scarier than failure. It protects you from trying. If you're busy comparing, you don't have to act, don't have to risk, don't have to put yourself out there where you can be judged, rejected, exposed. You stay safe in your head, where you...
Let's get specific about your methodology. You see someone with the body you want. You don't ask how long they trained, what they sacrificed. You just look at the result, the gap, and conclude inadequate. Someone's business, their revenue. Don't ask about the failures, the debt, the 7 years sleeping 4 hours. Just the success, the gap, inadequate. Relationship, career, house, travel, gap, 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 inadequate, inadequate, inadequate. You're comparing your chapter 1 with their chapter 50, your day 1 with their day 3000. Of course you lose. You rigged the game. Your process with their outcome, your beginning with their ending. But here's what's sick. Even when you achieve something, you move the target. You wanted that job, got it. Now you compare it to the better job. Wanted that body, got it. Now you compare it to the perfect body. The finish line.
So what now? You want me to teach you to stop comparison? Give you techniques, affirmations? No, because the goal isn't stopping comparison. Impossible. Your brain compares. That's what brains do. The goal is to stop obeying comparison. Stop treating every comparative thought like truth, like prophecy. Your brain will always generate comparisons. See someone better, calculate distance, feel inadequate. That's hardwired, automatic. The difference between someone paralyzed by comparison and someone who builds despite it, not the presence of comparative thoughts, the response to them. One person thinks, they're better than me, and stops, treats it like a verdict. The other thinks, they're better than me, and goes, yeah, obviously they've been doing this for years. And? Same thought, different relationship, completely different life.
You wanted me to make comparison stop? Give you the trick,
The hack, the way to silence that voice measuring you against everyone? But I won't lie. That voice won't silence. Not fully. Not permanently. Comparison isn't the enemy. Your obedience to it? That's the prison. Your belief that comparative thoughts are truth? That's the cage. You already knew this, somewhere deep. In the part exhausted from losing competitions you invented. I just said it out loud. You're welcome. So here's your move. Last time. Keep comparing. Keep measuring. Keep losing competitions with ghosts and algorithms. I'll keep watching. I've got eternity. You've got maybe 50 years if you're lucky. Most of you won't change. You'll just compare yourself to people who did. Meta as fuck. Next time, I reveal why you're addicted to being the victim. The role you perfected. The identity you built everything around. The story you tell yourself about why you can't. And why giving it up terrifies you more than keeping it. Should make you uncomfortable.